Oh man. Oh, you cut ups. Okay, cut it out. All right, cut it out.
Wow.
Oh, you guys were funny. Y'all really
Can't
had to
believe
have
it.
been there. You had to have been there. Wow. Oh, so funny. You know what? I feel like I need to. Should I come clean? I think I should come clean.
You should be dirty. It's fine.
Okay, cool. All right. Hello again. It is Tuesday, December the 19th. The winter solstice is but 2 days away, and Christmas is more days away, and New Year's is days
Teeny
plus.
tiny Christmas is coming up.
Yep.
It
More
is.
of those days.
It is. So yeah, this may be we're probably gonna play tonight and then probably skip a couple weeks. Maybe just 1 week. We'll see.
Or the rest of the year.
Or the rest
Could
of
be,
the year.
yeah, a year.
I do want to just sort of point out that, like, to those listening, this is the start of a new chapter in the campaign. This is a written module. I know we go way off the rails a lot, but there is a path that is sort of written, at least major notes. Major notes. We'll see if we hit any of them, but we have reached a new chapter in the campaign. So you will see some art updates.
Ooh.
Yeah, minor things.
Ooh.
But yeah, on top of that, we leveled up last week. I don't think I mentioned it on the stream, but we did level up. So, would anybody like to share any stuff about their levels?
No, can I?
Yeah, go for it.
Level 8 is not that terribly exciting, except for the fact that it's an ASI moment. So here I am, a rogue with 13 strength and 15 wisdom, failing a bunch of strength saves and a bunch of wisdom saves in various encounters that you may have experienced with me. And I got to give +1 to both, giving me a +1 bonus to strength and wisdom. That is all. Thank you very much.
I mean, yeah, like, it's not a lot on paper, but it is a big impact statistically for Falbin. And I'm glad you're excited about it, because it is something to be excited about. Cool. Who else would like to share their level 8 stuff? And if it's stuff that we talked about as far as downtime, let's avoid that, because we'll get into that sort of throughout the session. But just your raw mechanical level up.
Hey, lock up your daughters, lock up your sons, because guess who has 20 charisma now, baby?
I mean, I think everyone locked up their sons and daughters because they believe you, they trust you.
And also locked doors won't help you because I also have Dimension Door, so...
We're painting Megas in a really weird light right now. Megas
So yeah,
is a gentleman.
yes, he is. But so yes, I also had an ASI, so my charisma is now 20 with my and with the Amulet of Mitros, my charisma bonus is now +6. So
Wow.
fun times with that.
Where did you ever get that Amulet of Mitros? I mean, I know I gave it to you. But...
Some fool gave it to me. I don't know.
I mean, I actually don't remember the circumstances of, like, where was the
Xander.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, I thought you had it for longer, but it was from Xander's tomb. That has been a while ago, but Megas makes frequent use of that. Okay, take any cool, interesting spells.
Yeah, like mentioned, I took Dimension Door because figure that could be helpful to travel long distances. I also took Haste, so like I don't know if we want Falbin to go and hit things even more times, we can do that.
Terrifying.
And I also decided
Haste.
that the I also decided that the spell scroll that I discovered in the tomb is Phantom Steed. So As a ritual, I can conjure a spectral steed that can travel at 13 miles an hour. So
That is,
Can it carry things?
it can carry me, I think.
yeah.
Wait. Like, you can't put something else on and have it right away?
If it moves more than 10 feet away from me, it vanishes.
Does it have a weight limit?
That's a...
Could you cast
Sorry, I'm
Tensor's
getting
Floating
really
Disc
excited.
and Phantom Steed?
Yes. There's so many questions I have.
Because Phantom Steed is not concentration, so
Correct.
I think you could do a little trailer behind the
Right.
steed.
Could you get the horse to run fast enough that the disc follows you and you can like have it slide through people's necks?
I don't think it works like that.
Hold on. What? Wait, I was checking a text and then I hear something about magical decapitation.
Because the disc follows you, right?
It does.
Does it have a movement? Does it have a movement cap? 'Cause,
Oh my God.
Horses move fast, and it's a metal disc flying at speed through the air.
Okay.
Like,
So,
IV,
a few
tensors,
things.
floating disc, decapitation. All right, continue talking. I'm gonna Google some stuff.
So, like, actually, I can specify for for someone else to ride the steed. And it has the statistics for a normal riding horse, so I would assume that would be carrying capacity.
all right.
It has a speed of 100 feet per turn, or it can travel 10 miles an hour, or 13 miles in an hour at a fast pace.
Can you cast haste on your undead horse?
I believe I can.
Oh,
Well,
man.
let's see.
That disc is flying.
It depends on whether or not it says a large quasi-real horse-like creature. It specifically uses the term creature, and haste says choose a willing creature. So I believe I can cast haste on the Phantom Steed.
Sorry,
the only
I just
problem,
got excited. It just, you know.
the only problem is that haste only lasts for 1 minute. And after that 1 minute, the creature then slows because they're tired. So, not as useful, unless I want to make a quick burst past some people or whatever. Let's see.
Okay, so here's the thing about the Tensor's Floating Disc decapitation shenanigans. So it follows you. It follows you. So it's always within 20 feet of you. The trick is you would have to ride your Phantom Steed with the disc 20 feet behind you. You would have to like jump over a thing and like land on the other side of it so that the disc then impacts the thing that the horse jumped over.
Right. Yes.
So it is a very, very tricky window of opportunity, but I'm gonna say sure. Yeah, it could.
What I heard was possible.
It also floats 3 feet above the ground, so it would have to be like dwarves or something like that.
Or goatlings.
Or goatlings, yes. Just...
So here's the thing.
Anyway.
The rule of cool interpretation would be, can you Tokyo drift the Phantom Steed, throwing the disc kind of out to the side, a little like, break the rear end loose, so then you can just do a little like donut and throw the disc around in a circle. Anyway. Yeah, so... Oh, please, let's burn that bridge when we come to it. Oh boy.
Magus can do that too.
Okay. Who else would like to
that was me.
discuss their level 8 stuff? Theo or Theagenes?
I'm trying to get D&D Beyond up and having troubles getting it, so I'm not sure what I get at level 8.
I'll talk about mine.
Yeah.
So I took a feat instead of
Feats are fun.
feats are fun. So I took a half feat actually, so I got to bump my wisdom up to 20, which is cool.
Very nice.
Giving me
Very nice.
20 charisma and 20 wisdom.
Wait, what?
And yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys are not
There could
prepared
only
for
be one.
Theagenes' glow up this session.
Yeah, I took that. It also gave me 2 spells this feat. It's Fey Touched. I get Dissonant Whispers and Misty Step. Both of which are cool. I like the way that Dissonant Whispers works with my with my Warcaster because it causes, if it works, then it causes something to run away from me as their reaction. So they would have to immediately run away, and then I can use my reaction to cast another spell at them.
Does that count as forced movement though? I guess not, because they're moving themselves.
No, it's their reaction and they're doing it.
Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah. I also changed myself. I'll get into this.
Dude, I just like, you can make them run away. Like, and if they're close enough to shade, you can get yours and he can get. Oh my god!
Yeah, making people run away, I think, is going to be a fun thing.
And then shade can stop them from running away. Oh my god!
I also took Spirit of Death, which lets me do that sort of thing at a higher level. It's a summoned Grim Reaper that gets multi-attack and a bonus to cause things to be afraid. So,
wait, more running away?
Yes, more running away. So it could go, I attack, then it attacks, then it haunts the things and run away, and then I attack again.
I'm so scared.
Falvin's gonna have so many times when he uses the phrase, I'm gonna prepare to shank someone if they try to run away.
Yep. Well, because also Falvin has that extra opportunity attack reaction with the Geigen attunement. That's very cool.
So I'm hoping Theagenes will be useful in battle now. We'll see.
Yeah, there's a pretty drastic power jump. Wow. Okay. Sounds like Theo gets an ability score improvement as well as Falvin. Any ideas which ability scores you'll go for? Actually, you've got several odd numbers.
The best ones.
I mean, you got dexterity, you got intelligence. I'd probably do one in intelligence and one in something else like dex or strength.
That sounds intelligent.
Or you could do feet.
Dex? I could have 20 dex.
Oh wait, no, you can't. Yes, yeah. You could. No. Wait, hold up. Oh, wait.
What?
Yeah, because you have a +2 racial bonus. Sorry, I was looking at your raw attribute scores, not your modded ones. So you have a 15 con, 19 dex, 13 strength. You have 18 intelligence, so you could bump that up to 20. Yeah, it's up to you.
Or you could split and put one in two places.
Right.
20 dex and 18 intelligence.
Do you use dex a lot?
Oh, I'm so dexterous.
I know, but
how hard it is to squeeze the trigger?
Well, remember,
super nimble, bro.
Remember, we made that change so where the musket uses your intelligence modifier.
Like I said, throw it all into intelligence.
Attaboy. Cool.
19, more boom. Let's go.
20, right?
It's 17 right now.
What?
At least what I'm looking at.
Hold on. What is this miscellaneous bonus I'm seeing?
I'm looking at attributes in my, and I see 17 as my intelligence.
Are you in Foundry or D&D Beyond?
Foundry.
So in D&D Beyond, you have some sort of +1 to your intelligence. It says miscellaneous bonus, and I'm not sure what that's coming from.
I just felt it was getting low.
Yeah, I just put that in there and was wondering how long it would be before you noticed.
All right. So maybe in that case, it would be better if you put 1 point into intelligence to get it up to that round number, which boosts your modifier, and then 1 point into dex to get it up to... Because as long as you can get it to an even number, that'll get you to the next
Yeah,
modifier.
I gotta be even.
Gotta be even.
Okay, done. I'm
Done.
even now.
Look at
I'm
that.
balanced.
Whew. Dexterous. Very nice.
So dexterous. Nimble. both with intellect and with hands. Woo!
Love it.
Deadly combination.
I think Shade took, I don't know, he got like a nuclear weapon or something.
Yeah. The
Sounds right.
usual.
You haven't heard Shade because he is currently like in an airport, I think. I think he might try to call in, which is nuts, but you know, I appreciate him.
As soon as as soon as security lets him go, he'll be
lets
calling
him
in.
go.
They have to take stock of all the weapons.
He does not part from his glaive even in real life. Yeah, so no, he's taking some nonsense. I don't even know. I actually don't know. Okay, well, thank you guys for sharing. I will though. We have our little question for our characters, and I actually asked Shade if he would suggest one since he was going to be gone. And
Wait a minute.
yeah. So his question is, your characters are tutoring Sprout, the Ultria Sprout, on any subject. What are you teaching her, and why do you think she needs to know it?
Oh, this is an easy one. Really simple. There's some basic life skills that are important for anyone. Theo knows this very well. And the ability to feed oneself is very important. So he will teach her the way of hunting birds and preparing them to eat in case she ever gets lost in the woods.
Uh-huh.
So,
You know she's a tree, right?
Yeah, no, it's important. Trees can be omnivores.
Can they get lost in the woods, though?
Yes, that's the place to get lost the easiest.
I think they just...
You see, they couldn't see the forest for the.
Oh my god. What's that Mitch
That's
Hedberg?
very
It's like, hey, I was lost in the woods, but then I just said, fuck it, I built a house. I was lost, now I live here. But yeah.
Yeah, now she'll be able to live there.
I just live here. All right, cool. So why do you think it's important? Wait, you already said that.
Yeah, survival.
Survival. Again, she is a tree.
Hey, you have to be able to survive. Also, it's an important skill to feed other people as well. It's hospitality. It's all rounded.
That is true. Okay. And how do you
And
teach her to?
Also,
oh, go ahead.
I'll also show her how she can use the feathers to make a pretty necklace too.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. You know she can grow flowers on herself, right?
Dude, you're just shooting down everything I say. These are important life skills, okay? Theo knows. These are important.
They are. Well, you know what? And that actually does sort of feed into like one of the first things she did when she met you guys is try to feed you. So, you know, if you can teach her ways to do that, I think she will definitely do that. And how do you teach her to do that? She doesn't have any weapons. What is kind of your your hey, do this?
Well, I'll show her how to make a basic snare.
Okay.
And, you know, this is also just general bushcraft, but the snare would be for land animals. If you could get a sling and you're really good, then you could probably get a bird. But that takes quite a bit of skill, so probably go with a snare. And I'd primarily focus on preparing the bird and how to process them. But
cool. Excellent. Who would like to go next?
I will. Yeah. I will teach her how to weave.
How to weave? Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What type of thing?
Well, how to create designs in as you go. Just creating textile, since that's something I do. And my guess is that she would sort of happen upon me doing it, and I would offer to teach her.
Nice. What is sort of the demo product that you show her how to make? Is it like a pot holder or a hat or what?
Handkerchief. Yeah. Everyone needs a handkerchief.
Okay. Awesome. And she makes a handkerchief. I guess I'll have her roll. I'll have her roll a dexterity check. Pretty good. It's a 17. She has a -1 dexterity mod. She makes a lovely handkerchief. It's slightly not square, and some of the threads are, or some of the threads are looser than others. But yeah, she requests that you keep it and wear it.
Aw. I was going to suggest that if someone sneezes, she could offer it to them.
Okay, cool. And why do you teach her this?
Because it's polite, and she might not understand what sneezing is. So.
Okay, yeah, I like that. I think this is one of the first examples of just a sort of a cultural like nicety that isn't like, it's not a life or death thing. It's not. It's literally just good manners, and yeah, I think that's great. What about Falbin or Megas?
Falbin would feel the need to share that the right choice is not always the clean choice, and doing what is best is not always what is easy, and helping others may mean hurting some.
Okay. Why do you teach her this?
Because I want her to understand that sometimes violence is necessary.
Okay. And do you give her an example?
I mean, where are we at when we're, like, are we still back at the glaive?
You guys are like boating, like cruising down the Archelon River. Just sort of, it's like a couple days of boat.
Oh, you should tell her when somebody burns your clothes while you're swimming.
There is no greater wrong. This we know.
Did that happen at some point?
Yes, it did.
Technically, he was bathing.
It was a group consensus, but Magus did it, so...
No, I think I would probably save that for a little bit longer. I feel that maybe she's young enough now that I don't want to, like, imprint. I just want to, like, say, hey, like, be thinking bigger than just do good.
Okay, cool. Let's see. All right.
Here, young child, think about when violence might be necessary. That is all.
Yeah, that is Falbin holding back.
I love it. And how about Megas? What do you teach her and why?
So, contrary to what most of you may be thinking, Magus is not going to teach her magic. This is just like if he had to choose one thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Instead, he is going to teach her to dance.
Okay.
Because she just got back from her lesson with Falbin, and my god.
Crap, I missed what Falbin taught her.
Falbin taught her that sometimes you gotta cut a bitch.
That fits.
So, but yeah, Magus feels like from their interaction with the mask, like she already knows, like magic is going to come naturally to her. He wants to teach her to have fun, and we're gonna save various elements of the party scene until she's older. But we're just gonna focus on dancing right now.
Love that. I love that. Let's see. Okay. All right, cool. And then Shade, you're actually just in time, like literally just in time. Would you like to share what you messaged me earlier?
Sure. Probably might trim it down just a little bit since I am walking through an airport. It's like what I mentioned before. Shade would be like first and foremost, self-defense. Basically, teach her how to defend herself. Basically, mechanically simple weapon proficiency type of thing. Stabs, quarter stabs, like clubs, things like that. So she's not helpless.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other part of it would be like the philosophy side of it. Trying to impart a little bit of Shade's philosophy about how he approaches conflict and things like that. Basically, that there are different approaches. Giving so, and there's different times and different approaches that are needed and best. And use the other party members as example, like Magus for the power of dialogue with others, the power of words, type of thing, because it's super charismatic and stuff. And then Falbin for sometimes you got to cut somebody, like that surgical strike type of thing. Precision. You go in and you hit a specific target extremely hard. And then Theo for kind of like the shock and awe display of power. That basically is what he ends up doing. Super loud guns, room flying, pinion storm, grenades, things like that. The big, flashy type of things. It isn't necessarily directly just magic. And then Theogenes for the kind of... This one was a little bit more on the side of let people go their own way if it doesn't negatively impact us. Like from the standpoint of, putting all the ghosts and spirits to rest. That didn't necessarily help us, but it resolved that tension and conflict.
Yeah.
Just because we're not getting something out of it doesn't mean it's not a good solution or good approach. Trying to impart that, and that there's times when, even if it's not what you want, one of those approaches might be best. And knowing when each of those is needed versus wanted is the real difficulty, and that's where the challenge comes in. That's what Shade you're trying to
I love that.
Yeah, see, Shade and Falbin are basically the same person.
Yeah, you basically just copied what Falbin said.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I like this because it's like you kind of wrap up and you do sum up the contributions that everybody else is already giving, and I can't really hear you very much, Theogenes. Oh, I couldn't. I thought you were saying something. Anyway.
Nope.
Okay. So what is going to happen here is each of you have contributed something to Sprout as a character. So Diogenes, you have taught Sprout the Weaver's Kit proficiency. Theo, and this kind of embodies the next 4 weeks of downtime. Theo, she has learned the snare spell thanks to you. Falbin, she now has the Elven Advantage feature. that you have. Magus, she now has proficiency in acrobatics. Shade, she now has simple weapon proficiency, which is good because she has Shillelagh. So that's good. Cool. So she also is going to level up according to the Tasha's sidekick rules from a sidekick level 2 to a sidekick level 4. So she's going to get. What does she get? She gets a little more. She gets a ability score improvement. So I'm gonna let you guys decide as a group what her ability score increase will be.
I would vote to put it in wisdom, as she's effectively going to be a druid caster.
That is true.
That would probably make sense. Put it as one of her primary casting stats. So either that or con, in my opinion. You never have too many hit points.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Any other opinions other than wisdom or con?
I was going to suggest con since we want her to be tough and stay alive.
Right. Right. Yeah, she currently has 11 constitution. So yeah, she could bump that up to 13 or bump that and wisdom.
What's her wisdom right now?
12.
Oh.
What do we think? Maybe bump up to 12 con and 13 wisdom, or 14 wisdom?
Go with 14 wisdom. She can grab constitution later.
All right. So it is.
That is all that Magus can teach her, because that's as high as his wisdom goes.
I'm also gonna have.
I got it from here.
I'm also gonna have two of you roll a hit die. Her hit die is a D6. So whoever would like to roll a hit die.
Yeah, I'll take one of them.
Okay.
Me too. Nailed it!
You're
I
fired.
have to reroll, right?
You can reroll 1. Aye.
Nailed it!
There's a 6. Very nice.
Oh!
Okay, so she has now 17 max HP. She had 10 before, so that is good. Her wisdom has increased a bit, and she's gained some proficiencies. Yeah, and this is all because you guys have spent time with her. So, all right. What else are we doing? So we didn't even recap. We didn't even do that. We forgot. It's how many minutes in, and we haven't recapped. Would anybody like to try to do a very brief recap of last time?
The sound of silence.
I mean, I think I did the last recap, so...
What last recap is this? Did you guys do anything last week, or is this 2 weeks ago?
This is 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Oh man.
So this is like, fighting the construct and Falbin's whole dilemma, and then returning back to the Ultros and all that.
Wow. Yeah, that was a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, we fought a construct. Falbin had a dilemma, and then we returned.
Nailed it. Perfect.
Wow.
Give him inspiration.
Wow. You know what? I'm gonna give me inspiration because that was what I said.
Yeah, I mean you said short. That was short, and it was to the point.
Okay. How about how about we share it? So, whenever you go to use this inspiration, I'm gonna roll against you, and if I roll higher than you, then I keep it. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. Screw it. You get an inspiration because you volunteered. Okay.
I love it.
So yeah, in essence, you completed the ritual to retrieve this cursed dagger that Demetria had hidden away. Falbin, who had insisted on using the dagger to kill Kror, the same Gigan who had ripped him apart in like episode 7 or 8. Demetria allowed him to do so. In doing so, he plunged the knife into Kror's chest, which then locked away the souls of both Kror, the Gigan, and Estor, Archelander, who had been possessing Kror. And Falbin had a choice to make in the moment, and the choice was which soul would he attune to. He attuned to the soul of Kror, the Gigan. He gained some special abilities as a result, as well as some not abilities that we'll get into during the session. And Estor's voice goes quiet as he's kind of shunted to the back of this demi-plane within this blade. Soon after, looting these catacombs and stuff, a construct, ancient in nature and build, seemingly built by Sidon, emerged from another catacomb entrance. With his true sight, knew that the soul of Estor was within this blade, and demanded that the party come with him to Sidon to see Estor's final judgment delivered. The party tricked the construct into thinking that they were going to go with him, and then once they got close enough, Theagenes had suppressed the effect of Kror over Falbin. Falbin was able to leap into action because Magus was subtle casting a spell. Combat occurred, a fun combat. I enjoyed it, and the construct was destroyed. Demetria nearly killed outright, which I didn't talk about this on the record last time, but the explosion of the construct that Theo dragged Demetria away from, it literally rolled 33 damage. She had 33 max HP. It would have outright killed her. So Theo literally saved her from permanent death. So props to Theo, the hero.
The hero.
Yeah. You guys started to head back to the Ultros where it was docked. Demetria met Sprout, and they walked back together. Returning to the ship late in the evening, Demetria promised to be of service to you guys and requested passage in order to stay with Sprout and teach her how to be a dryad. It was a bit of a tense agreement given her history with you guys, but a deal was struck, and the session ended with her singing a song out into the old wood, and I think it was a dozen, did I say, or was it less than that? 12 treants emerged from the woods, ready to row the oars of the Ultros and be your crew. So yeah, that is, I think those are the main beats. Did I miss anything?
Yep.
Cool. Awesome. So that being said, the route you guys are taking now to the Mithral Mines, which is your quasi hideout, is the Archelon River that heads across the Heartlands, passes nearby Astoria, and then eventually ends at the Great Archelon Falls, under the waterfall is where the hideout is. So it's a few days of travel. We've already talked about some of the things you guys are teaching Sprout. What else is going on?
Given that we have heard that, I assume like Shade has told us about the sword of Estor, Magus is going to try to use locate object to see if there is a black iron sword anywhere on this ship.
Okay. You get a sense that it's trying to point to Shade's glaive.
No, sword.
You specifically say sword.
Yes.
Then no, the spell has no effect.
Okay. I will relay this information.
Cool. It seems the blade that is fated to be the only blade to be able to kill Estor is not aboard the Ultros.
Interesting.
You didn't think it'd be that easy? Can't hurt to try.
We'd feel dumb if it was, and we didn't try it.
Well, to be fair, he did explicitly tell us it wasn't that easy.
I think he did say that, yeah. Okay. What else is happening?
Well, the first thing Theagenes is going to do upon leveling is approach Falbin and ask him. Well, yeah, I'm going to ask Falbin if he wants me to remove the curse from the blade so that he can put it down. Because I can do that now.
I think we talked offline. The way I would rule this is that it doesn't. It allows you to put it down.
Yeah, all it does is break his attunement to it.
Whoa.
So that he can put it down.
Yeah. So.
Whoa. But if it breaks my attunement, doesn't that mean that I would have to choose to be attuned to it again?
It may not be as simple as that, but yes, the next time you pick it up, there will be a chance of one of two attunements happening.
Falbin would look up at you, and you could tell that he's nervously interested in what you have offered. But he says, I would not risk Estor gaining power, even being this close to him. I worry for that.
As as a member of this group, I feel that you have a responsibility to be clear with us about whether the knife is influencing your actions, and if it is, then we should find a way to remove that influence from you. I'll leave you with that thought for now.
Well, we know that it influences me, as was witnessed during the construct fight. I believe that Kror's influence will only be exerted when, well, I don't know that for sure, but what I believe is true is that Kror will only assert himself when there is a clear path to Estor's demise.
That's good, but I won't allow him to force you to sacrifice yourself the way he did.
I appreciate that.
And it came close to that the other day.
It did.
So if it happens again, I will break your attunement to the knife.
You will try.
Falbin nods.
Okay. I feel we have an understanding.
I like that. I like that a lot. I'm assuming Shade, probably pretty early, gives these tree ants kind of a crash course on how to row and navigate.
Yeah, definitely. We would have done that basically as soon as we got on the ship and tried to get underway.
Yeah, because Shade has the helm and can do the steering, but, you know, sometimes coordinated effort is needed between the two sides.
Well, especially given what happened with other ships before, Shade would want greater maneuverability.
Yeah.
Basic helm steering.
Amazing. Okay. Anything else Shade is doing kind of on this this multi-day or couple-day trek back to the Mithral Mines?
Digging hole for some ice.
So about that, do you go alone to the lower deck?
No. He's already gone there by himself. He was going for the sleep party.
Who do you go with?
Whoever would be willing to go with him. Whoever is interested.
Yep.
He'd clear a
I guess we'd
path
be
and
interested.
just basically be like, all right, who wants to come down here? So I described it to everybody. So.
Yeah, who all is going down there besides Magus?
I'm down.
How does Shade pitch it? Is it just like, I'm going downstairs?
Going out for
He
eggs.
would explain it. Yes. We need to go get half dozen eggs. No, you described it. It's basically going down to clear out and clear a path into investigate the lower level ship. Hopefully start cleaning it up.
Yeah.
Basically,
Falbin would go with, because this is pretty boring up here.
I'd check it out too. I'm always interested in things that are locked up.
All right. Kyra follows behind.
the whole
As she
ice
normally.
magic thing around the Hague.
Mm,
We're gonna want to investigate that.
yeah.
We
Kyra
have to
follows
get through everything
behind. Sprout kind of tags along right with you, Shade. So you go down to the bottom deck, and there is that just massive coating of ice over the door to the lower deck. As you get closer, though, the ice begins to melt over the door on its own.
All right, I'm already just detect magic. I'm gonna get that up because there's weird stuff going on.
Okay. You cast Detect Magic. The ice, I think you checked earlier that the ice was not like magical.
Right.
There is some type of transmutation magic that is infusing into the ice. It seems from the construction of the ship itself.
I'm gonna look over to Sprout.
Hello.
Are you doing that?
Doing what? The ice?
Opening the door for us. Yes.
Is it not supposed to do that?
It is good that it does it. It is good that it's doing it, but it didn't before.
I am not doing anything, I think. I feel something. Some sort of, like, welcoming?
I think that what you feel is accurate.
Accurate.
It only takes about a minute, and the ice covering the door fully melts away, and it's just dripping. The remaining ice stays as it is.
Yes, we head inside. By the way, I'm not gonna go this step by step since I am sitting in an airport.
No excuse. No, that is totally fair. So Shade walks in first, and Shade saw this earlier, and the rest of you are now privy to this pretty macabre sight as you move through the lower deck. The doors that you pass by, looking inside, the rooms are just littered with the bones of minotaurs and gigans and all kinds of creatures. Some rooms are just filled with the very last remains of belt buckles, shoes. It's evidence of an extermination that had happened, and so it's a pretty dark, very ghastly sort of journey up through the deck. And you get to, at the very end, closer to the front of the ship, another door, and the ice, just as the previous door did, begins to melt and melts away. And I'm guessing Shade also opens this door. This room being pretty much filled with ice, and at the end of the room, a icy pillar, atop which sits an egg about 18 inches to 2 feet in diameter, metallic sheen of radiant white gold.
What's going on here?
Yeah, Shade, you in particular, you feel a sensation in your dragon mark. It's different than what you felt before, but you can feel almost like there's a presence that is sort of co-opting your dragon mark, and trying to get your attention.
Like rub his shoulders. Feels like kind of look over to Magus for detect magic results.
I assume.
What's the result of your analysis?
I assume this thing is hella magic.
Yes, it is. It has magic within it, but it's a very innate sort of creation magic. As a being, as a magically imbued being would have, much like a dragon.
If my guess is correct, this is the egg of a creature that you, more than any of us, have familiarity with. This is a dragon.
A lion egg?
Goose. Shade. It's kind of nodding. He's kind of suspecting that already. And it's different from what I can remember bits and pieces in the past. What about all this ice?
Oh, yeah, I guess you don't have the ability to roll right now, do you? Okay. I would probably have you roll a
It was asking Magus, like, what is his detect magic pickup on the ice?
Sure. Yeah, so Magus, you know that this is it's not really School of Magic, it's just sort of natural, innate magic that's common with creatures that are just magical creatures. It's not really a spell or anything. If you want to know more about what its purpose is, then you could roll like an Arcana check.
Oh, I would love to roll an Arcana check.
Roll that Arcana check. 26.
Yeah, I think I know.
So this, you know that, apart from your knowledge of dragons, which is not insubstantial, you know that there are circumstances and environments and conditions that need to be maintained in order for a dragon egg to be healthy. Those conditions often have to change in order for them to hatch, but certain conditions do need to be met for them to remain healthy and dormant. And this egg seems to be healthy and dormant. It seems that, judging by the ice doors melting as you walked through, and your what you saw with your detect magic, it seems that the Ultros itself is maintaining a healthy, dormant atmosphere for this dragon egg.
I cast Fireball. No.
You said it. It happened.
I will explain. Like, this is an incubator. That all of this ice, it is an incubator for the egg. It is keeping it in a healthy state, unhatched. If we were to change its environment, then it could start the hatching process, but we would have to change it in the correct way and bring it into the right new environment for it to hatch.
Yeah, and you know that many dragon eggs can remain dormant for years, decades, centuries, even millennia.
I think we're going to have to do some research on how to change this egg's condition.
Yeah. And
I will get in contact with Aesop next opportunity.
And Davey, this is a question for you because where you are right now, I know we had discussed a potential narrative moment that may not be pre-recorded. Would you think that now would be a good opportunity for that, or save that for later?
Let's save that for later.
Okay, cool, awesome.
When I'm actually not sitting in an airport.
Yeah, that sounds good. So this is, I don't think any of you have ever seen a dragon egg. This is an incredibly rare sight. Kyra in particular, she walks up to it sort of with adoration and awe and just starts to sketch it immediately. It's beautiful. It's amazing to see.
Jade would probably ask, do you think touching the egg at all would do anything?
It's not going to be me. I know that. I
No, I was wondering if being this close to actually touching the dragon egg might help anything with my nose.
I didn't catch the very last thing you said. If touching the dragon egg might something.
Might spark any memories.
Ah, okay. I anything is possible, Shade, but given your history, maybe? I'd say be prepared to have your to have that experience, but maybe.
Okay, kind of just nod and step up onto the ice and walk over to him. Just very gently lay his palm on the top.
You gently lay your palm up on the top. Your eyes close like automatically, and you sort of lose track of where you are in this space, and you get the biggest sensation of disattachment and disunification with the world that you're on that you've ever felt. There was like a split second that you semi-remember when you were making your journey from the land you came from to Thelia, where you're in that in-between space for just a brief moment, and something changes in you because you'd never felt that before. Most people never feel that, to be between worlds, even for just a microsecond. And this is reminiscent of that feeling. You feel like you are not somewhere else. You are anywhere but. And the only shape you see is a multicolored metallic disc that is impossibly large. And it radiates knowledge. It radiates wisdom. It radiates care. And it sees you as an ally. And then you snap out of it.
Vengeful. Carefully lift his hand from the game. That was what I was expecting. Step back.
Kyra says, I feel like I got something strange there. Did you? I don't know. The more I learn about you, I mean, I've been around you for a while, and you're very scary initially to look at, but you're a very caring person, and you nurture creatures who need nurturing, and I don't know. It's like I felt this affirmation of the character traits that I know of you now, and it just sort of like in a burst from your body. I have no idea what that means, but cool for you, Shade.
What time of day is it right now?
It's like mid-morning. You guys are taking a long rest, and it's like 11 in the morning.
I'm going to cast Sending.
Okay.
To Aesop.
Okay.
And I am going to say, We found a dragon egg, metallic white gold, incubated in a frozen room. How do we care for it or hatch it?
Whew, okay. Let's see. Aesop.
He's the chief guy at the Dragon Shrine.
I know who he is. That's not
Okay.
Sorry, I'm debating with myself on a thing.
All right.
Let's see.
There's no answer because he's dead.
Astoria has fallen.
Yeah. Let's see. You get just a. He realizes he needs to keep to the word count, but you get a what? What? No way! What? Just for a moment, and then he gathers himself, and says, "Did you describe the color of it?"
Yes, I said metallic white gold.
This is unfamiliar to me. This is a new or unique dragon, and if it's let me get back to you on that. Keep it cold. And don't tell anyone.
And I will look around to the group and say, like, Aesop doesn't know what kind of dragon this is, so we should probably just keep it in the ice room for now.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so Kyra says, if you want, we'll pass close enough to Astoria. I could hop out and go have him meet us at the mines, or something. I could draw him a picture and bring it.
I think I would say that he's welcome to come if the passage is safe, or if he wants to just really quick hop on the boat as we're going by.
How about this? We're about a day from Astoria. Why don't I just get out, run up there, and we'll meet you by the river?
Fine.
Cool.
Fine with me.
I'll be back. And she just sprints and dives out a window, and starts, dash from The Incredibles running across the water towards Astoria.
She can run on water.
Yeah, she can. Yeah. So you don't have Kyra with you for now. So
Okay.
any other investigative actions with the egg from you guys? Any Theo or Diogenes?
I am not so much interested in that. I mean, I am interested in the egg, but I am horrified by the burial, or the failure to bury all these trophies, and
Yeah.
if I didn't hate Estor before, I really hate him now.
Yep.
I basically cancel all my plans. I had ideas about what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
And I have to inter everything here.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna maybe I'm gonna talk to Demetria about what would be the respectful thing.
She can see your shock, and she also, her mood was the most positive that you had seen it, despite her condition and the rapid aging that she was inflicted by. she's got a measure of hope now that she's with her her sister reborn, and vying for peace between the Fae and the mortals. But coming downstairs, I think the two of you probably hang back. Like the rest continue forward, but the two of you are sort of both in shock about this. You sort of more the just the principle of the thing, and just your relationship with respect due to the dead, and her, because these were her people basically, and this is a abrupt reminder of the cruelty that Estor inflicted. So you guys, I think, are both in a very similar condition, and you turn to her and you ask like what she would recommend, basically.
Yeah, what should we do?
Yeah. She looks at you, and I want to thank you. There are a few who care for the Fae as they live now. There are much fewer who care for their remains. So I will help you with this. If you are truly committed to seeing this through and interning all of these poor souls, it will be much work. It may take weeks. I've been told that these mines that we're heading towards have a forge. What's the term for when you burn a body? Cremation. Yeah. Among many Fae cultures, cremation is acceptable, sometimes preferred to burial. It will be much work, but it would be much more work to bury all of them. And I think that would be good. But we would wait. We need to wait.
Well, I mean, I set about working to... I mean, like, this is going to make Diogenes sound really OCD, but I think it's important that the bones are treated with respect. So I'm going to, the best I can, gather them up and keep the corpses intact.
Yeah.
And
I'd say that's very respectful.
Oh, and get them ready to transfer for a funeral pyre.
I think she would definitely respond to that initiative and agree that is a good use of your time. There are many, they're very old, but there are still quite a few intact hammocks in the lower decks here. You could basically make like bags to put each attempt at each corpse into. There are ways to separate and prepare for transport.
Okay.
But yeah, she starts helping right away.
All right, that's what I'm doing for the next couple weeks.
I mean, honestly, like I've been thinking about that for a while. Like what is going to be the process? And I'm really glad it's this. I feel like it's not just like, oh, we got to clean all these bones up. it's very respectful. So, I'm going to give you inspiration for that.
Oh.
Yeah. And, yeah. Okay. Anything else in the lower decks?
going to be helping with Piaget's moving all the bones.
Okay. Cool.
Because that's standing in the way of his anime-style cleaning montage of the lower decks.
Indeed. All right. Well, whoever is helping to try to sort and prepare these remains for movement, you start doing that, and it's about 2 days before you reach the Mithral Mines. On the next day, you come within about a mile or two of Astoria itself, and there by the shore, waiting for you, is Kyra and Aesop, the Dragonlord priest from Astoria. He comes aboard, and he's kind of just ignoring the fact that he is aboard the famed Ultros, and just rushes right to Megas. It says, "Where's the egg? Where's the egg? I have to see the egg. Where is it?"
All right. Calm yourself.
Calm. It's a dragon egg.
Yeah, like Vegas is like grinning with a little bit of Schadenfreude at telling him to calm down.
Pardon me, sir, but I will be inconsolably not calm for a moment.
I'm going to get Shade just so like I feel like that the egg is important to Shade, and so I'm gonna get Shade and have them go down.
Yeah. So basically, you notice that every time you leave, the ice door reforms, and as if to make sure that nobody gets in or out that isn't welcome. And Aesop approaches the door. He actually beats you to the door, and the door starts melting. This is very much like a Captain America almost picking up Mjolnir kind of moment. Like, he doesn't really know how the ice door works, and he's like, "What's this? The ice? But it's melting? Okay." And here we go. And he goes inside, and he analyzes the egg, and it's pardon the redundancy, it's radiating radiant magic. I don't know. There were not any dragons like this that I know of. I'm not an expert in dragon genetics, but it's who knows what two dragons could make. I would estimate that maybe the progeny of like a Mithral dragon and a gold dragon, something like that. That's maybe my best guess.
How do we hatch it without hurting it?
Well, give me a minute. 5e, how to hatch a dragon egg. Hold on, I think there's a thing in Fizzban's thingy. Fizzban's Treasury of Dragons, Treasury. Here I go typing. I may have to get back to you on that.
Okay.
I may have to get back to you on that.
Somebody just has to spend some time, a few days probably, analyzing the egg.
Yeah. I think it does require like bonding, basically. So it's not just the environmental conditions. I
think also, so like I have a whole list of things that I want to do, but they're all kind of like nebulous downtime things.
Sure.
So like at some point in these few days when like Aesop is taking a lunch break or something, I'm also going to mention to him that you probably know that we visited the necropolis and looked among the tombs there. There were some tombs that were still consecrated, and there were some tombs that were not. I would just like for you to know that Adonis's tomb is still consecrated.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what to say. You didn't have to do that. I hope it stays that way, but thank you.
I think as long as there are still those who cherish his memory, it will remain that way.
Let's see.
I don't know, dude. Shall I just go down my list, or I mean, I want to. Like,
why don't we kind of bounce around? So,
sure.
So Theagenes, we have reforged your downtime activities, and let's see. What's Falbin kind of? What are some things that he would do with some time on his hands?
We're on like day 3.
Yeah, we're day 3.
Man, I mean, Falbin is bored as foretold. Everybody's like working with bones, and he's kind of just like set up a space, and he's throwing daggers at like makeshift targets. Talking to his rats.
You know what I'm picturing? If anybody has seen the movie Prey, which is like a sequel to Predator that came out like a year or 2 ago, there's a scene where the main character has a throwing axe, and she has tied like a cord or like a rope to the base of the throwing axe, and she's just like throwing it at a tree and yanking it back and throwing it and yanking it back over and over and over. Very much that.
Basically, yeah. I mean, and that's really apropos, because Falbin's pissed that his rebound dagger is not the thing that's cursed to him. And so he's like trying to make that come to reality with this other Soul Prism short sword. So like he's actually trying to like dagger toss the short sword and try to make that work. But it's a short sword.
It's a short sword. Yeah. It's meant for stabbing. Okay. Yeah. What about Theo? You're still on the way to the Mithral Forge. What kind of stuff is Theo getting up to?
Well, Theo's just really thinking about how to soup up Rue. He's not been doing so well the last few fights, and he wants to thinking of ways to maybe beef him up and give him some super fruit juice, boost that immune system, do a little oil change maybe, write up some blueprints. What can we do to make this guy a little bit more resilient?
Yeah, like I guess I would guess that Theo is like drawing up plans and stuff. Like, hey, I don't have the metal, I don't have the equipment, but I have the idea, basically.
Yeah, he's basically in a dark room, just candlelight and coffee everywhere. I mean, this is just a stupor that he's in right now, and it's just fully fueled by caffeine and just no distractions. Crumpled up paper in the corner from failed things that he's thought of and rewritten and redone. So, yeah.
I like to think that while you're doing that, Falbin occasionally, in between his like rage short sword tosses, stops by to mumble something about, "Are you done with that root yet?"
Oh, Falvin, I'm busy. I'll play with your root later.
Maybe it's just me, but I picture like Theo's like, writing these down, like jotting down, like sketching out, ideas and stuff, and Rue's sitting on his shoulder, like, oh, give it I-beams! Oh, give it I-beams! Bigger wings! Bigger wings! Claws! Knives!
Can I get flames? Can I get flames painted on my wings? Oh man!
Whatever you're drawing, make it twice as large.
Throw some hot rod red in there, Theo. Yeah. Amazing. So, I bet Theo is excited to get back to the workshop that Vulcan has.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I think between that and like I'm guessing would Shade take some time in these couple days while you're sailing to like teach you guys sort of what the basics of hauling sail are and like hoisting whatever, like
He'd give everybody at some point he would grab them and give them some amount of crash course on the non-magical workings of a sailing ship.
right, yeah, because
just so it's like, if the need demanded, somebody could do. It might not be awesome at it, but they can do most of the functions of the ship.
Right. Yeah. So I would say in these couple days, you guys don't have like water vehicle proficiency, but you are able to operate the helm if needed. There may be some sort of change in maneuverability if somebody that's not proficient is at the helm, but you guys know what left and right means and all that stuff, and how to raise the sail, how to lower it, how to raise anchor, lower it, that stuff. Yeah, cool. I think after that, there's like one more night. Falbin, on this night, you don't sleep very well, and you wake up really tired. Actually, you don't sleep at all. And then the next morning, you guys cruising upriver. Very, very gently over the horizon, you hear just the sound of rushing water. And you're pretty sure that's the falls of Archelon coming up. Yeah. You pass by the plains where you met the Blue Mane group, the tribe of centaurs, and sometime midday you arrive at the lake, which is at the base of the Falls of Archelon, and the falls here are one of the bigger concentration of Hands of Kentamane. I believe you saw them the first time you arrived, and they're still here. So it seems like most hands that are just sort of in the world are pretty permanent fixtures. I mean, when you're talking about the lifespan of an Elder Titan, what is 40 years in one spot, So, but as you, I'm gonna say that maybe Rue takes off to go let the Vulcan and them know that you're arriving. And as the Ultros approaches the Great Falls of Archelon, just big, think Niagara Falls style, huge, wide waterfall. Rue flies back out, bursting through the wall of water. He loses a little bit of altitude. And then shortly after, the water begins to part down the middle as like the curtain parts. Just big enough for the Ultros to pass through into the secret inlet at the Mithral Forge. I'm going to take you back to that map we haven't been to in a while. So, I just deleted the walls because we don't really need line of sight or anything. Yeah. Some of this is formatted a little weird. I might have to play with it a little later. But you should be able to see... oh, you know what? You can't see the third deck on your screen. That's weird. Whatever. We'll deal with that later. Part of it's cut off. So you guys park in the inlet, and Volcan meets you out on kind of the landing near where that switch is that opens the curtain. Hey, welcome back. Wow, look at it. It's incredible in person. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Vulcan.
Theo, my guy. I see your pack is bursting with blue paper.
Absolutely.
Well, I've
Lots of ideas.
I've got mithril ore. I've got bronze. I'm ready to build. You just tell me what we're doing.
Oh, have I got a plan for you?
And what anything you just bursting off your lips right now? What's your big thing you want to show me?
Oh, what don't I want to show you? We could be here all day. I've got some good ideas, but mainly we're just gonna soup up Rue.
Soup up Rue. Okay, all right. What do you got in mind?
Bigger.
Bigger.
Just think bigger. Okay? Think louder. Think sturdier. Think faster.
All right.
Yeah.
You know I built the Colossi in Vulcan or in Mitros. I think big. So
I think we're gonna do well together.
Oh yeah. Well, cool. I mean, come on in. We'll get started. Hey, by the way, you remember the Keladone, the automaton that I showed you last time?
Yeah.
Well, she's working now. We did a test flight yesterday.
Nice. I'd love to see that.
She's resting right now, but I'm thinking if we ever need, she can act as a courier between us if you're ever out at sea.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, cool. Well, me and Novus have been, hard at work without any specific instructions. We've been just making, weapons and armor because I'm sure it'll be needed. Novus has her special touch, obviously, so they're a bit different of a style than I'm used to. But, she does great work. I mean, she's those hands are just born for the flame. Made of flame. Yeah. Anyway. She's great. She's great. Jade, Magus, Valvin, good to see you. Who's this?
We picked up a new one. Apparently he's fated to join us.
Ain't everybody. That's cool. I mean, hey, how's it going? I'm Vulcan, god of the forge and whatnot.
I am Theagenes.
Oh.
I turn to the group and say, how many of the people that you know are gods?
4.
Oh, hey, hang around me for about an hour and the shine will come off that apple real fast. Anyway, we've already met Kyra, so, and she's a representative of all of us. I'm sure a perfect one. No, she's my daughter. She's great. And, but yeah, Theagenes, strong, Arisian name?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I don't meet many Arisians. Kind of an uncomfortable relationship between them and Mitros. But hey, you are welcome here. We are not affiliated with any particular city-states here in the Mithral Forge. We are just here to build shit.
Yeah.
I gave up my allegiance to Arisia a long time ago.
I mean, they're pretty complicated, so I don't blame you. But it's hard for any man to be away from his home, and I hope that you can find a homely environment here as much as can be found. We've carved out a couple extra spaces for you. We're still working on a couple more, but make yourself at home. We cleaned up some of the rubble from earlier. There was, it's just shit laying everywhere. It's just, it was a mess. But the dwarves here have been, they're down mining up mining in the upper levels right now, and but they did this in a weekend, cut these rooms out. So anyway, expect more to come. But yeah, so are you guys hungry? What do you want to do? I guess I don't know, Theo, you and I have some stuff to do, but
is this where we were planning on building the funeral pyre?
Oh, well, a funeral pyre, huh? Well, we have a lot of fire. Maybe you can feel the heat just sort of permeating the halls here. This is a very active, very high intensity, high output forge. And while you're talking, this a fire salamander slithers down the hallway, and she's wielding a glowing hammer in her right hand, and she has. What's that? Oh, I hear somebody talking.
Just get a little skull. I was just gonna say to the engineers, they'd be like, any questions about fire should probably be directed to Novus. She is.
Is that any questions about what should be directed at Novus?
Fire, I think.
Fire. Right. Yeah, she's wearing like a blacksmith apron, but it's made up of like scales of some sort of dark like obsidian rock instead of leather, because obviously that would burn off, because she is made of fire. A lot of her is. And she says, you bring death, but respectfully, I can help you with that.
All right, that's what I do.
Yeah, so she'll basically show you towards the central forge up in this middle chamber, and she walks and talks with you, and she says, This cauldron has served many purposes, one of which was to intern me for 500 years. Now it serves my needs and yours. But it is hot enough to cremate anything you need.
Well, there are a shocking number of remains to be brought out of the Ultros. Many crimes were committed against the Fae, and one of them was to leave all of these victims unburied for so long, and I feel it's our job to fix that now.
Volcan interjects and says, not to be disrespectful, but I can call the men's shift off early, and they can come help us. We can knock this out in a day. I know time is precious, but it's not any less disrespectful if we have many hands making light work, right?
These are Fae he's talking about?
No, they're dwarves. They're dwarves
dwarves,
who work the mines.
Oh, okay. Let's ask Demetria what she thinks.
Oh, yes. By the way, Vulcan, we have someone else with us, too.
Oh, yeah? Who's that? Another fated adventurer?
Not quite. This one She and us have had something of a rocky relationship in the past that is reflective of broader relationships in general, and perhaps we are working to mend. Vulcan, this is Demetria of the Oldwood.
I'll be God of the Forge. No way. Pardon my slack-jawed expression, but I assumed you'd be, hurling twig blights at Astoria for till Kingdom Come. Never thought I'd see you working with this lot. They don't have you under some sort of spell or anything, do they? No, I owe them a great deal, and I've suffered much, but they suffer my presence, and I wish to make amends. And so, Vulcan, I apologize for any of my part that may have negatively. Oh, don't even sweat it. You kidnapped other kids. You didn't kidnap any of mine. We're good. It's all good.
But
Oh man!
Car says, Dad, that's incredibly rude. Demetria has really turned a new leaf. Right? Get it? Because you're a dragon?
But Shade would also introduce Sprout. And say, oh, by the way, Vulcan, also meet the passenger of your baby cage. This is
Oh, so it worked. It really worked.
Indeed it did.
Well, I guess you can call me Vulcan, God of the Forge. I built your little car there you've been riding around in. Pretty nice stuff, huh? Yeah. I feel free to keep using it as long as you can fit in it. I could call you Grandpapa? Yeah. If you want to make me cry, sure, but God of the Forge is just fine. Wow, she's cute. Oh my god. All right, cool. We are protecting you. We are. Yep. Protect that little tree. Rule number 1.
I have another announcement to make as well. We are now officially carbon positive. We have completely renewable power for our ship.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Wait a second.
I'm not sure that's what carbon positive means.
Yeah, nope. It definitely they're locking it down.
So Theo,
We have a forest. We have a forest manning our ship.
So you're telling me, Theo, this thing actually cleans the air as it dries?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, we got the tree ants. They're scrubbing the air as they are powering the ship. It's quite impressive.
Son of a bitch. That's you know what? Every time I keep thinking about taking a drink out of this tankard, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't, because I'm gonna spit take anytime anybody opens their mouth. Holy shit. Maybe we should spread all these revelations out a little bit.
No, I think you should meet the head of the tree ants so we can have one more voiced NPC for Daniel to add to this conversation.
Oh, please no. Hey. Yeah. So anyway, he helps you get settled. He puts you in some temporary quarters. They have a makeshift sort of banquet hall set up to the north. He says, by the way, we just kind of closed off the main hallway to the big old pit. Just figured it's probably for the best that we don't have that just open, But But yeah, looking still for permanent solutions to that. But big old pit to the underworld. What could go wrong, right? But nothing's gone wrong yet. So there we go. But anyway, what say we pass some time, huh?
Okay. So
what is your
actually,
thing?
probably a little bit earlier than this. Actually, soon after I got my sending spells back, I, going off to myself a little bit and humming the tune John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt to myself, I am going to cast Sending, and I will direct it at Estor because it can cross planes. But midway through casting the spell, I'm going to pause for a moment. And then I'm going to redirect it. And I'm going to instead cast Sending to my mother.
Okay.
And
Is Estor able to respond?
If I had cast it to him, yes.
But you didn't?
But yeah, like I kind of stopped myself mid-cast, and
I
instead
see.
I am instead of casting it to Estor, I'm instead contacting my mother.
Gotcha.
And I am going to say, "Hello, hi, Mom. Hope you're doing well. We are completing exciting excursions. The Ultros is now under our power, and we are making strides in peace with the Oldwood. Hope we can see you soon. Love you."
She says, like, is this thing on? Hold on. Am I no, whatever. No, she she just says, oh, she's like, I love you, and I'm proud of you, and be careful, and your brother's doing well, your father's doing well, your grandparents are doing well, your dog's doing well. So yeah.
Okay. And then following that, I am going to go visit Kyra.
Yeah, you find her. She is. Where is she? I'd say she's out on the steps that kind of look over the Ultros. She's just like kind of out there, sort of swinging her feet out over the open air, and yeah.
I'll sit down next to her. And I say, so I just, completed a sending spell.
Good for you. You're really learning that magic.
Oh yes, I know. I'm so proud of myself.
Very talented.
I was initially going to use it to contact Astor and mock him in his new position. But I didn't. I kind of realized that that's not who... Maybe if it's not the person I want to be, it's not who my mom would want me to be. And so I called her instead.
I'm glad. I mean, as much as I would love for you to put that sort of earbug in fucking Astor's brain, I wish I could talk to my mother and, really, really talk to her. I'm happy for you.
I don't mean to pick at old wounds, but it was pretty clear that even being around Astor was hard on you, and particularly some of the things that he said. If you ever want to talk about it, we're here.
Yeah, 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 you're insightful, but I also not very good at concealing my feelings. Yeah, I had a hard time with that. I do know that I can talk to you, Magus. I do know that. There are things that I just don't know that you can understand. But there is one thing that, and she like looks, she touches the amulet of Mitros on your chest, and she says, every time I look at you, I see her, and you carry the thoughts of your mother close to your chest, and you carry my mother in a way just as close. So thank you. And she'd get up and walk inside. This water is just killing my hair.
Do I pick up that was a escaping the conversation move?
Yeah, it was. It was a I don't think we can see eye to eye, but also you are a trusted person to me for this reason, and now I'm not sure how to keep talking, so here I go.
Okay. Magus will remember this.
Yes. Theo, what are you and Volcan working on?
Absolutely. Should we get into
We'll say this is a week. No, let's skip ahead to 2 weeks in. This has been 2 weeks.
Okay, so we are working on buffing Rue.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to have more health. All of his stats are going to be better. And we're doing that by reinforcing his frame, making him larger, and giving him the ability to use some of my spells by incorporating specific structures into his form so that he's able to use my Thunder Wave spell.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be...
A special note, you're not copying the spell and letting him like learn how to do it. You are transferring your ability to cast Thunder Wave into Rue, since you both share basically the same spirit.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Yep, so he's going to be one little killer. His Pinion Storms are going to be so much more on point now. It's going to be insane.
He says, Theo, this Thunder Wave feels like I've cast it before. It feels like I've cast it about 4 or 5 times.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's about how much I've done. So
I can't wait to do it. Do you think I can do it with my mouth?
Absolutely.
You know what this
Go
thing
big or go
feels like? It feels. You ever wear a really big sweater?
Never.
All right. Oh yeah. I knew that. We spent literally every day together the last 14 years. It's just what I imagine wearing a big oversized sweater feels like. You know, it's like I'm in there, dog. But it's I'm bigger than I was.
Feel insulated.
I do.
Protected.
I do. I hope that I can feel like this is my skin, you know, my outsides, but I do like to feel protected like a bulwark.
Yeah, like you went to the gym and pumped some iron.
Yeah,
You got
yeah. It
Now
is
we're
not,
talking.
and actually, like he like there's like a clicking as his wings detach from these larger wings, and he like disembarks from this larger exosuit of Rue. Because I do like that I can hop out of it whenever I like.
And then you're light and agile.
Oh yeah. And then you get to drag it around.
Bag of holding.
I'm small. I can't. No. I think it's gonna weigh more than 500 pounds.
No, I'll break it down into
It's
small
made
parts.
of bronze. So mechanically, Rue, when embarked in Rue's exoskeleton form, will take the stat block of a bronze dragon wormling, which is a medium dragon. So technically, Theo gets the dragon first out of all of you.
That's what happens when you make it yourself.
Like hats.
So what we did is the bronze dragon stat block includes a repulsion breath, and our kind of thought process was instead of just him having repulsion breath naturally for no reason, that's why we did the thunder wave inheritance from Theo. So we basically built out the established bronze dragon stat block with things from Theo's stat block. So like the lightning breath is literally the lightning weapon that Theo got in the last like session or two. So we're building a dragon from, you know, Theo's stuff. So I think that's pretty cool. So that is going to be cool. Volcan says, well, this is incredible work, Theo. Any other, Stimfey wouldn't know what to do, first thing to do with this, but, Rue's got that spark, and, like, man, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with out there. We can start trying to make him bigger, but it's just, the bigger he gets, the more ore it's going to take, so... it's just going to take time and materials. But we'll get him bigger. We will.
I look forward to it. It's just going to get better from here.
All right. Well, now that that's done, what say we start on your other your weapon mod?
Absolutely. We'll mod the heck out of it.
From there, we'll jump over to Falbin. How's Falbin feeling? Roughly... just over 2 weeks into this downtime.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Let me read something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not great. I wouldn't. Falbin appears to have lost a lot of motivation. He's not moving around a whole lot. He's pretty docile, and he clearly is like eyes are bloodshot. It's very much that he wants to sleep and he isn't. And at this point, it's becoming concerning.
Who would you say is the first to notice that?
One
Maybe
moment.
the one with the 20 wisdom score.
I'd say that's fair. Yeah. So Diogenes, like, a couple weeks in, you notice this very rapidly declining condition in Falbin. What do you do?
I think I'm gonna get the other guys together. I'm not going to Falbin this time.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell them that I'm concerned about Falbin's health. I'm not sure exactly what's the matter, but he seems to be deteriorating, and I can't be certain, but I think we probably all suspect why that might be happening. When I asked him if I could remove the curse from the dagger, he said no. But I think it might be time for you all to talk to him, since you know him better, and he might trust you more than me.
Does anybody take up this offer of talking to Falbin?
It would, but I am not, actually in a place to do that.
Sure.
Yeah. Magus remembers that the last time he tried to have a heart-to-heart with Falbin, it didn't go so great. So...
Like, Shade definitely would. He would want to, to see if there's anything he can do. So, based on his previous interactions with Falbin.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we say that Shade goes and talks to Falbin. Afterwards, so like, we know it's the dagger, right? We know the thing's cursed.
Yeah, right.
So we need to figure out what to do with it. Yeah.
Well, I can remove the curse, and Falbin doesn't have to be willing. But yeah, what do we do with it afterwards?
If I can send out to the academy, I might try to have them look up a spell that there are ways of storing things in demiplanes so that it wouldn't be in with the rest of our stuff. Because I really don't think having that and also having Lutheria's Scroll of Scrying in the same container would be a good thing.
Probably not.
I mean, so like I can try and get something like that. If we want to just put it away in a demiplane.
Is there a temporary way we can just keep it away from him before we manage that?
He's a rogue assassin lockpicker. It'd be hard. Like, it would have to be he doesn't know where it is level of thing.
this is like player mechanics talk. Would anybody know if Medusas are immune to like sleep effects and stuff? Could we magically just make him sleep?
Yeah, I don't think Medusas are immune to sleep effects like elves are, if I'm remembering right.
I mean, that'd be I don't have that spell either, so we'd have.
Well, we could talk, see if anybody else does.
Oh.
Or
All right, you can cast spells, can't you?
Yeah, but not that one.
I can, but I don't have sleep spells.
But kind of procure a scroll box?
Oh, a scroll?
Go pick up some potions from Timon.
Yeah, that would work, I guess.
The doctor prescribes one nightly.
Yeah, so like trying to ask around for either a sleeping like a drought or draft or a potion or a spell scroll.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You can see if he's immune to that effect, because if he's not sleeping, maybe we can choose something about sleep rather than taking too drastic of an action that might end up alienating him.
Right. Well, that's really kind.
Just pummel him till he passes out.
There you go.
That's all
There
it's
you go.
enough. Should there be no negative effects?
Surely you will not regret pummeling Falbin into unconsciousness.
Fezzik, jog his memory.
I think I jogged it too hard. Okay, so what's the route we're going? Is it potions? Is it the academy? What are we doing?
I think all of them actually. So like try and get some potions to help him sleep. Have Shade go and talk to him about the effects, and then Magus would also like to contact the academy for the secret chest spell.
Okay.
So that, to have an option to put the dagger somewhere.
Right. Astoria's a lot closer.
Guys, just to put you on, I've got to step away for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. Astoria's definitely closer.
And Theo would also be working on the route.
Okay.
to hopefully help improve Falbin's mood.
On that note, I do have in my notes that there are 4 more days until we figure out Estor's helm, and would I have been able to drag Theo away from Rue and the route?
4 more days from where we are now, this advanced date, like 2 weeks in?
No, like it would take 4 more days of investigating Estor's helm until we figure out how to.
Yeah, I would say
disassemble it.
You would have had time to do that for sure, because it's So it's hard to pull Theo away from his work. Just like, okay, fine, we'll work on the helm, but you do finally, you are able to sort of uncover the magical wiring sort of that makes this thing work. And I mean, I'll let you describe sort of what that eureka moment feels like between the two of you.
I'm imagining from Magus's perspective, I'm imagining just kind of like almost like a like Toph discovering metal bending sort of thing. Where like he can like touch the helm with identify and like actually now like the reverberations throughout it, and he can feel how it goes together.
It's like, I know you're in there, and then you finally can feel it. Yep. How does it and for Theo, what is it like for Theo?
Yeah, it's just like beating my head against a rock, and then all of a sudden, whoa! What was that?
Cool, yeah. So between the two of you, you can feel whatever power was in it, just like hitting a dusty old helmet, and the dust just kind of like detaches and falls to the ground, leaving the more bare metal underneath. You now have a basically a non-magical helm, or at least
no, the intent was to preserve the magic while changing the helm.
Oh, cool, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so here we have a sort of Indiana Jones swapping the sandbag out for the golden idol moment. I think this needs a check. I think this is we're going to require, we'll say, between the two of you. So I want 2 rolls from each. 2 successes before 2 failures. If you get 2 failures, the helm it does lose its Estor goodness, but it also becomes mediocre, but easier to enchant than maybe. It's like it's a prime candidate for enchanting a helmet if you get those 2 failures, but it will be mediocre. And if you get both successes right away, then it will retain all its magical potential and remove the Estor stuff. If you get 1 success, whatever, just start rolling. Who wants to go first?
What do you want us to roll?
Let's see. I guess it would be probably Arcana. And Theo, if you want to roll intelligence, I don't know if you're proficient in Arcana. I'm
intelligent.
I'll let you add your tool proficiency. So
You let me be a tool too?
I'll let you be a tool.
Oh man. Good thing I'm
we'll
tool.
say you're
I'm gonna
shooting...
I'm gonna use some luck here.
Okay, we're shooting for 15.
This is a good luck situation.
Okay. So Theo, you have made some tweaks with your tools, and something positive happens. Magus, make your try to tap into the weave of this helmet.
All right, come on, Arcana. There we go.
21. Okay, so you sort of reach out, and you feel like you finally lock on to the configuration, the magical configuration that lies within this helmet, and you're ready to make this change. So the two of you, working in perfect sync, are able to deactivate the Estor connection with the helmet, leaving the base magical abilities intact.
And as we are here in the forge, I would like to make some physical alterations to it.
Okay. Vulcan has a few binders of stickers ready to go.
Uh-huh. And I would also want to bring Kyra over just to observe this portion,
okay,
so I I am going, like, I assume that being Estor's helm, there would have been like some like, you know, kind of like Gladiator Maximus style like stuff over the front of the face to make it look more intimidating.
Oh yeah, it's intimidating for sure.
And I remove that, and I like open up the face more. The brow is softer, so because so people can look at my face.
Okay. Yeah.
They like refashion the cheek guards into like something like more like dragon wings coming down on either side of my face. And I'm also going to take silver that I have, and I'm going to add a bunch of silver highlights around all of the helm, and on my brow just make almost like a silver sunburst of like kind of like a silver sun cresting the horizon.
Yeah.
Sort of motif.
Damn. Okay, you've thought this through.
Yeah, I told you I had a list.
Amazing. Okay, cool. Yeah, like Vulcan helps you sort of like shape the metals into what you need, and yeah, Kyra just watches with her head in her hands, going "My hero" for hours and hours on loop.
Yeah. It stopped being sincere 3 hours ago.
Actually, we're gonna go with that. She is literally just like. Taking the piss, just my hero Magus. No, but between the jokes, like you can tell she's impressed and like thought that was just gonna end up in the garbage at some point. But cool.
Yes,
so now you have a.
It is. It is no longer Estor's helm.
No, it's not. And do you attune to it, or do you just keep it for later?
Oh boy, let's see what all stuff I have attuned right now. Oh,
I mean,
no.
we're in a several week downtime, so you could definitely just like attune to it and try it.
Yeah, I attune to it.
Okay, sweet. I'd say there's like a moment of like hesitation when you go to attune to it. Like, is this truly, set back to like a neutral state, or is it not? But yeah, you're reassured after attuning to it, and now you can kill people in one hit. What does it do?
Oh yeah, it does that. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
actually.
cool, awesome. Sweet. You can see why Estor liked it so much. Yeah, sweet. While that's happening, Falbin. Let's see. Let's say this next night is another one of your bad ones. And
just real quick, I'm gonna have to drop off.
okay,
Good night, guys.
Dude, see ya. Good luck, good travels, safe travels.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining. Oh, inspiration to that guy. Joining from an airport. That's ridiculous. So Falbin, this is another one of those really, really hard nights where you were just like, I have got to sleep. I have to sleep. And it's just not happening. But you feel a dream coming on. And for a moment you're like, oh finally. But it's not restful. And you blink and you're sort of in that same purple prismatic space that you found yourself in after Kror ripped you apart. And you hear those same sounds of like heels striking on hard floor. But they're not coming towards you. They are pacing back and forth. What do you do?
I mean, I'd probably sneak to investigate, and knowing that my sneaking may not matter at all because this is not a normal situation. But pretty sure I know who it is, but wanting to see what's going on without exposing myself if I don't have to.
It's your natural intuition to sneak when you are in a position of vulnerability. So you hunch down and you start to sneak, and there's like a light rolling purple fog above this crystalline floor, and so you can't really see the floor underneath you as you move, and there's really no horizon to see where you're going or how fast you're going there. But you creep for a while and you're like not sure you've moved at all, and the sound of those heels pacing back and forth doesn't sound any closer or farther than they did before. And at once a spotlight of light purple light beams down over you, and this attempt to hide is immediately invalidated. And you hear a voice that says, "Falbin, is there something wrong? Is there a reason you're making this so difficult? Don't you get it? Do you not want to see what this is? And just explain yourself. Do you have anything to say?"
Falbin will say, "I don't know what you're talking about."
You don't know what I'm talking about. I've given you every opportunity to come to me, to be welcomed by me painlessly. I've tried. Sometimes I've even protected you from ways that it would cause pain. And this is how you thank me, by just running and hiding and killing anything that I send to make this happen? Why? Why do you do this to me? Don't you want to be with me? I don't.
No.
No? No, he says. Are you such a simpleton that's the only word you can think of? Let's not mince words anymore, Falbin. You know who I am, really, to you. Say it.
You are not that. You never were.
I labored over you, Falbin. I pained myself creating you. I stooped to levels I could have never predicted, and here you laugh at me. You refuse to let me give you the love that only a mother could. So here's what I am going to do for you, Falbin. I'm not going to make it so painless. You want to be who you are apart from me? You know that doom, that creeping feeling, that hair on the back of your neck
you used to feel all too often that kept you running, kept you from staying in any one place. It's been quiet lately, hasn't it? Hasn't it? That's me. That was me. Thinking I could give you a chance, thinking that we could have something together, but no, you don't want that. So I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop holding back. And that creeping feeling, that hair on the back of your neck, very soon you're going to feel it again. Now get the fuck out of my sight. And the floor shatters underneath you, and you fall back out, snapping awake.
Fallen just says, fuck. Partially because of what just happened, but also because he's not asleep.
Yep. All right. Let's see. What else do we have? Anything other major downtime stuff? Well, we have a little bit of time left.
Let's see. Is Theagenes back on the call?
Yep.
Okay. Magus would want to find Theagenes. And kind of like set down next to him, whatever. Like, what would you be doing when I find you?
Sorry, how much time has passed? I don't know.
Oh, it's been like 2 weeks, which I guess we should then confirm. Did you accept Volcan's offer of having the Dwarven miners assist with the cremation process, or did you want to just still have it you and Demetria primarily?
Well, what did Demetria say?
Oh, good point. We never confirmed that. I think she would prefer if it was just the two of you. I think you are the only person who has like really understood the gravity of what the task is, and I think she while she appreciates the offer of the Dwarven assistance, she knows that they don't care, and like, you know, they may have their own grudges, grandparents killed in conflicts between the Fae and them, and she just doesn't want to muddy the waters.
Okay, I'm on board. It's just us two.
Yeah, so I'd say it's been taking you might be done by now, but it has probably taken every bit of that 2 weeks.
Okay.
So you're tired, and it's been a lot of mental labor, a lot of emotional labor, but yeah.
All right. So that's what I'm doing. I'm carrying bones.
Oh. Well,
I can take a break.
right. Yeah. Because Magus may be about to be insensitive, so let's go. So, I guess you're part of the group now. Do you mind if I ask, what's your whole deal?
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, like you said that there was like fated to join our group and stuff like that, and all right, yeah, so are the rest of us. But I kind of have an idea of what everybody else's goals are, what their working toward, why they're, specifically a part of this group, I don't really know what's driving you. You mentioned something about finding someone, but yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Your magic, where does it come from?
Ooh. My magic comes from a combination, which I've been forced to admit, largely through study, with the aid of Titan blood in me. Oh yeah, I guess you weren't there for that. Sidon is my grandfather.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's fun. Yeah, I'm gonna kill him.
Men will literally kill their granddad instead of going to therapy.
I'm not aware of any special lineage of mine, and I haven't studied magic, but something happened to me some time ago, and I'm bound to the fates. I've made a pact with them. My power comes from them, and I hate them.
I see.
Somehow I need to free myself from this existence, but I don't know how.
Well, if you are looking to throw off the shackles of predetermined fate and stick it to the man, I am with you 100%.
So Theagenes and Magus became best friends.
I'm glad to hear it.
What was that?
You said I'm glad to hear it.
I said I'm glad to hear it.
No. Yeah. Good. Now, was that why did they take? Are they the ones taking your memory?
No. I'm afraid I do that simply to cope. It's the Lotus.
Am I aware of Lotus in this world?
Nature check. We haven't had many rolls. I mean, you're aware of it in the context of what he's saying. 19. Yeah. I mean, you've heard some legends of people dipping lotus. And yeah, it's you put stuff it in your cheek.
That's only one of several preparations I know.
So yeah, you get the main use.
Yeah. Gotta say, I'm not as much a fan of that. I mean, like I'm not the one.
He's coping, my guy.
Bound. I know. I'm not the one bound to the fates. Like, I'm on board with overthrowing the fates, not as on board with wiping your own memory.
Oh, that's not what he's coping, my dude.
Dude.
Sorry, I'm gonna shut up.
Well, I mean, I would say Theagenes is not. He would not be offended if you tried to help him, but that doesn't mean he wouldn't relapse.
Right. I've been in my share of bars and dens of iniquity.
Hives of scum and villainy.
Yes, one might say. But I've never been there to escape something. So working together. I'll take on the Furies. You take on the Fates. And if you want to talk to us about this person you're looking for, we'll see how we can move the heavens to make that happen too.
Someday we'll talk.
I guess we'll like give a toast of like whatever like water cooler jug we has.
Every drink is warm here. That was really nice dialogue. We cut over to the workshop, and Volcan turns to you, Theo, and says, "Anyway, here's your shotgun."
Hell yeah, let's blow some shit up.
And you now have a shotgun attachment for your musket, or... You know I had to say it like that because of the... Anyway, here's your grenade launcher from the last time you were here.
Exactly.
So what did we go with? It's that it's an AoE attack that forces a dex saving throw in a 15-foot cone, or take 3d6 piercing, half on a successful save, and it's pretty equivalent to like Burning Hands in terms of mechanics. So now Theo has a shotgun.
Thrashing fools.
Yep. And I think we
Really
also
gonna be able to shoot those birds now.
I think we also determined that your attachments, so like your grenade launcher, your shotgun, your lightning launcher, you can attach those to Rue instead of on your own musket. So I don't know if we have a limit to how many, like whether that's 2 or 4 or whatever. But I would
all of them.
All of them. I mean, I would assume you'd want at least one on your musket so that you can spread out the action economy. But I mean, yeah, like how do you want to divide it? We can
for now, I think it would be good for Rue to have that as a tool.
Sweet.
That with the breath attacks, I think is pretty good. I've got enough stuff already, lots of spells and combat type stuff. So
cool. I think we're probably about where we need to wrap up, but what happens at the end here is, so we'll skip ahead to the end of the Falvin, how long of a time did I say it was going to be?
21 days.
21 days. Okay, so at the end of the 21st day, one of the dwarven miners kind of rushes up the steps and says, "Hey, there's a small boat coming up the lake. I think it's from Mithral."
And this is like I have sent off to have things delivered for the scroll, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Where do we go to check on this? To have a look at them.
I mean the secret entrance.
How do we do that without opening the secret entrance?
I mean, swim?
Cool. I dive in.
Okay. You dive in and you swim underneath the. You have to swim pretty deep to avoid the massive turbulence from the waterfall, but it's not too much trouble for you. When you surface above the water, the boat that you see is actually a royal boat. And very Galadriel style. Valis is standing proudly atop this boat as it slowly approaches the hideout. And I mean she's with a retinue, but it's Valis. So, but I think that's where we'll call it. So all right. Well, next time we will kick it off with whatever the hell Valis has to say, and we'll do any more cleanup. We probably won't do a big time skip next time, so we'll just do any cleanup activities, any little stuff. I will try to have the the decor done for your quarters next time. My thinking is that you had like delivery people coming from Astoria, every now and then with supplies. So if I miss anything, if there's anything that I need to know before next time, let me know. Otherwise, I'm glad we got to cover some of this stuff. So,
One thing that's probably worth noting before we all say goodbye is that Falbin got to sleep.
Falbin did get to sleep. Yep. It wasn't
how
easy.
did you guys manage that? I missed it.
You didn't.
I didn't?
No, nobody did.
Yeah, we haven't resolved that as a party yet.
Oh, okay.
So we're waiting for Shade to be able to join us for that.
I see. Okay.
But Falbin, it's a challenge to sleep, but it's not impossible. He can do it, but it is hard. But yeah, so cool. Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate your time, and we will not play next week, unless people want to.
Merry Christmas.
Unless people want to, but it's Christmas, so let's not. But I'm excited to move forward. We're really getting dragony with this now, so I'm excited about that. And I know Davey had some stuff that I know he wishes he could have covered this session, but hard to do that when you're in an airport terminal. So but yeah, so we'll hang out for a little bit, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut the stream. So thank you guys.